Hi, thanks for taking time out of your busy schedule to watch this video. I want to share with you my personal mission, which has a really widespread impact for women. My work is based on this one fact. Women's happiness is lower today than it was in 1972, despite all the political, economic, and educational gains we've made. I was shocked when I heard this. I thought, why is nobody talking about it? So I have made it my personal mission to revolutionize women's happiness. When we're happier, we're more engaged, we're more connected, we're more productive. We perform better on every single level. Not to mention, we're healthier, we live longer, and we have more fun. In the years that I've been researching women's happiness, I have found that women seem to fall into one of four categories of happiness. The first stage is what I call hopelessness. In hopelessness, your life has spun out of control. The world is dark, you feel powerless, you feel like you're all alone and there's nobody to support you. When you're in hopelessness, it's sometimes hard to get out of bed in the morning. The things that were once important to you no longer seem to matter. And in hopelessness, you feel like you have no future. You can't imagine ever being happy again. Now, the next phase is what I call yearning. In the yearning phase, you are wanting for more, but you don't seem to be getting it. It's like you have this intense longing for something. Some days you don't even know what it is you're longing for. You're trying everything that comes along, the latest diet, the newest self-help book, but nothing seems to be making a difference. You know you're in yearning when your greatest fear is that it's never going to be your turn. In yearning, you are just not happy with where you are in life. You want more. Now, the next phase is satisfaction. And in the satisfaction stage, things are starting to look up. But there's this critical line we've got to cross. In the satisfaction stage, life is starting to look up. You know, at least from the outside, life looks pretty good. You're keeping up with the Joneses. You have a nice house, a good job, family photos with the kids on the beach. You're doing what society has told you will make you happy. You're doing what everybody around you is doing. And you feel like you have nothing to complain about because you know life could be worse. You've accepted where you are and you kind of go, yeah, I'm happy. Life's not bad. But if we want to cross this critical line, we're going to get all the way up here to happiness. Now, this is happiness with a capital I in the middle. Because this kind of happiness has you, your core values, your beliefs right at the center of it. This is a happiness that is defined and designed by you. This isn't the smile on your face, life is great happiness. It's that deep happiness that resides way down within you and sustains you even when times are tough. This happiness is not defined by your circumstances, it transcends your circumstances. When you're living this kind of happiness, you have time and attention for the people, places, and things that bring you great joy and fill you up. Your life has fun and adventure, and you're excited about the future and where you're heading. When you're living this kind of happiness, it doesn't mean that bad things don't happen. It just means that when they do, you have the support and the depth and the resources to handle them and bounce back and be truly happy again. So I want you to look at these four stages and decide where you are in your life right now. Regardless of where you find yourself, in my years of research, I have found that there are three things that women who reach this pinnacle of happiness have in common. The first one is friendships. They have deep, connected friendships that are meaningful, where they are seen and heard for who they are. They are secure. They're secure physically, they're secure financially, they're secure emotionally, meaning they know they're loved and they love themselves. And they are also excited. They are excited about life. They're excited about the future. They're excited what each day holds. They are living life lit up. As women, we choose a path, And this is so much harder for us than for men, because often if we're going to have children, it affects our career far more than it does a man's. So the first path we might choose is the career path. On the career path, you have set a lofty goal for yourself. You're making a lot of sacrifices, but you know it's all going to be worth it because you're going to be set when you get to where it is you want to be. The next path is the family path. On the family path, you kind of follow that traditional route. Get married, buy a house, have kids. Now, on the family path, you may or may not be working, but for you as the woman, your primary role is to take care of the family. And then maybe you're on the winding path. Now, the winding path, maybe you don't know what you want to be when you grow up. Maybe the jury's still out on that family thing. Or maybe your winding path is really twisted and you have a demanding career and a demanding family, and you don't feel like you're giving either of them what they deserve. You can probably identify what path you're on. And regardless of which path you pick, what happens for most women is we settle. We settle for where we are and what we have. We quit asking, we quit even hoping for more. It's almost like life passes us by while we're busy packing lunches and driving carpool, or life passes us by when we're working nights and weekends to climb that corporate ladder. We just get done what has to be done. And that's where a lot of women stop, right there. Sure, it would be great to live life up here where you have time for deep, meaningful friendships, you feel secure on every level, and you're excited about life, and life is full of adventure, but we don't know how to get there. It's that same gap that stopped us from getting from satisfied up to happiness, and that's where I come in. I help women fill that gap. We need to fill that gap with what I call a personal happiness revolution. It is where you start going against the grain. You stop buying into those messages we've been fed through magazines, movies, and social media, and you start to create a life that you have designed to bring you happiness, full of those things that matter to you at your very core. And this is going to be different for every woman. And let me be clear about this. This is not a selfish pursuit, because when we're happy, emotions are contagious. So we make the people around us happy. And when we're happy, we give the other women in our lives permission to also be happy. And sister, when one of us is lifted, we all rise. So let me bring this to your event. Let me help lead the women in your group on a personal happiness revolution so they can master the areas of this triangle that are keeping them stuck. In the 12 years that I have spent researching women's happiness, I have identified 7 areas that I think in our culture affect women differently than men. And in a personal happiness revolution, you take an honest, real look at those 7 areas of your life, and you make changes to your habits, actions, and beliefs so that you can create a life that you have chosen, not a life by default. I would love to revolutionize your next event. So please give me a call or click on the link below and let's get started.